Okay, so in this page over here, we're going to talk about simultaneous linear equations with two variables, number 3. All right, let's take a look at the example first, and let's see what we can see from this. So first of all, our structure before looks like this. We always have the x and y's, right, equals a number. And then let's say 3x minus 2y equal to another number, right? But however, in this case over here, we actually have the x's and y's are there at different locations. So what we're going to do for this case is that we need to rearrange the equation. So in order for us to rearrange the equation, we basically transpose the terms from the right side to the right from the right side to the left side. So for example, we have the 2y now is at the right side, we wanted to move to the left side, and we have the negative y on the right side, we wanted to move to the left side. So how can we move the letters to a different side is by doing a reverse operation. So in this case, we have the positive 2y for equation number 1. So we're going to be subtracting it. And then for the next one, we have a negative y, so we're going to be adding it. The idea here, right, let me show you guys in a very clear way, is that if I want to get rid of y on the right side, I need to subtract it. But then I also have to subtract it on the left side as well. So then on the right side, the 2y disappeared. That's when you can see that 3x minus 2y is equal to 19, right? Because we know that the equal sign is a balance. The left side and the right side, they are always the same. So now we have prepared our equations here, and we have equation number 3 and 4. So by the way, 3 is equal to 1 and 4 is equal to 2 because they're the same, it's just they look different. Okay, so now how we're going to do it is we look at the coefficient. The coefficient being the number before. In this case, this is 3, this is 2, and this is negative 2, this is plus 1. So the easiest way for me to do it is by eliminating y. The reason why is I just have to multiply equation number 4 by 2. Basically this step, right? If I have plus 2y, then I can actually add it with equation number 3. When I add it with equation number 3, the 2y would disappear. So then I would just have 3x plus 4x, and then equal to 19 plus 2, which is 21. So 7x is equal to 21, my x equal to 3. Now I substitute this back into either of these, right? And you will be able to get x value. Pretty straightforward. Let's do one exercise over here to see that if we understand the instruction here. Let's do question number 2. Okay, so we have question number 2. I have equation number 1 and equation number 2. So the simplest way for me to do this, again, is transposing x from the right side to the left side. So I can do y plus x is equal to 8 as my equation number 3. And I can do y minus 4x equal to negative 7 as my equation number 4. Then when I see, oh, I have y and I have y, right, I can just subtract them together. So I'm going to use equation number 3 subtracting equation number 4, which I will get 5x equal to 15. Where do I get the 5x? It's from the plus x subtract the negative 4x, which the subtract with the negative sign becomes a positive sign. So then I will get 5x. Once I get 5x, x equal to 3. I can substitute this back into either one of them. Let me substitute this back into 1. Sub x equal to 3 into 1. Then I will be y equal to negative 3 plus 8, which is equal to 5. So my x is equal to 3. My y is equal to 5. That's my answer over here. Okay, so we're going to do a couple more questions very similar to that where we need to rearrange things around. Let's do question number 1 on page 42. So from the hint over here, from 1 and 2, so this is going to be positive 2x. Why? Because we wanted to transpose this negative 2x to the left side, so I just add it. So this become positive 2x. You don't have to put a positive, just as a matter of fact, I want you guys to know that we're transposing the terms, okay? So then the next one over here is minus 5y, because the 5y was on the right side, and if we wanted to move it to the left side, we need to subtract it. In this case over here, we have the 2x and we have the y. Let me actually just do the 2x over here instead. Might be easier, okay? So I think the easiest way is to multiply equation number 3 by 5. So then I will have a 5y. So 2x, oh, it should be 10x now. So 10x plus 5y is equal to 0. Why is it equal to 0? Because 0 times 5 is also equal to 0. Then I can use, I call this equation number 6. Then I can add them together because I have a negative 5 here and I have a positive 5y over here. So if I add them together, I will get 13x is equal to 13 13. So my x is equal to 1. Right? Once I get my x equal to 1, you can substitute it into equation number 1. That's the easiest. So my y is equal to negative 2. So x equal to 1 and y equal to negative 2. Okay? So let's move on to other questions. Let's try question number 6 over here. So question number 6, my equation number 1, my equation number 2, it seems like I have everything on the left side here, and then on the right side I have a 0, everything on the left side here, and on the right side 0. So what I can do right now is I wanted to reorganize my equation just like how I did it before, right? I wanted to, instead of moving the letters around, I just want to move the numbers around. So in this case, I'm going to move the negative 11 and also the plus 4 around. So what I'm going to do is I will rearrange my equation so then it looks like this. Okay, pretty straightforward, right? Now, oh, this is number 2. So now I call this 1, right? And then I also call this 2. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that since I have everything ready on the left side, all the letters on the right side, I see that I have the 3 here, I have the 6 here. I can multiply this by 2. So I will get 6x plus 8y equal to 22. That's my equation number 3. Then I'm going to operate under 2 and 3. So I wanted to use 2 subtract 3 because I have the same number 6 over here. Then I will be getting negative 13y is equal to negative 26. You might want to ask, Tony, how come I cannot use 3 minus 2? Well, you can do the same thing as well. If you wanted to deal with positive all the time. To be honest, I would go with 3 minus 2 instead because, well, some of you guys don't like to use negative. So y is equal to 2. So if you substitute y equal to 2 back into either one of them, you will get your answer properly as well. I'm a little bit lazy, so I'm going to get you guys to do it, okay? All right, so moving on. Let's see if I have anything that's a little bit more complicated here. Okay, let's try number 6. So number 6 over here, I have the y on the right side, and then equation number 2, I have the x on the left side. So let me reorganize this so then it looks better. So for the equation number 1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 7x plus 5y equal to 8. So I actually did 2 operation at the same time. First operation is I move the negative 8 to the right side because I want my number to be on the right side. Next operation is I change or transpose the negative 5y to the left side, so as a positive 5y. That's how I get the 5y here and also the 8 over here. So then the next one, I have y equal to 4 minus 3x. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3x plus y equal to 4. Again, some of you might ask, Tony, shouldn't it be y plus 3x equal to 4? Of course, but then since my first equation is 7x, x is at the front, I wanted to also do it at the front too. Most of the time, if you're not too familiar, you can keep it this way, but then you can rearrange it back, right? The rule of thumb is that I wanted to make my operation as tidy, as neat as possible, okay? So I'm going to be using 7x plus 5y and 3x plus y. Now what I'm going to do is that I am going to multiply this equation. Let's name this equation as well. Let's name it equation number 4 and name this equation number 3. So I'm going to multiply my equation number 4 by 5. So why do I want to do that? Because I see that this is 5y and this is y over here. So I just wanted to multiply it and then I can subtract them. So once I get that, I will get 15x plus 5y equal to 20. Compare this with the original equation number 3, which is 7x plus 5y equal to 8. I then can subtract, I call it equation number 5, and this is my old equation number 3. I can use equation number 5 minus equation number 3, which I will get 8x, the y cancels out, is equal to 12. Once this is done, then I will get 12 over 8, which is 3 over 2. Okay, that's my x, and I can substitute this back into equation number 2 to get my y. Okay, so same idea. I just want you guys, I'm lazy, I want you guys to try as well. All right, next page. If we're dealing with decimals, the simplest way is to see that how many digits do I have after the decimal points, and that will be the idea for me to multiply by 10 or 100 or 1,000. In the very extreme case, you would have to multiply everything by 1,000 or even 10,000, but in our worksheet, I believe that the max that you're multiply by is by 100, okay? So now let's try question number 1. So I have 0.2x, 0.3y, 0.3, and 0.4, and 1.6, 0.7. So this is, wow, well, this worksheet is really helping us. I just have to multiply everything by 10, multiply everything by 10. Then I will rearrange my equation to be 2x plus 3y equal to 16, then 3x minus 4y equal to 7. You guys already know how to solve a simultaneous linear equation like that, so I'm not going to move forward, okay? All right, same idea for question number 2 or 3. In this case over here, I do not have to do anything for this because everything is already on the ones digit, but I do have to do something over here. As you can see, this is what I'm talking about. You have to multiply it by 100 instead. So if you multiply the whole equation by 100, remember, if you're multiplying both sides of the equation by the same number, you will not have any change of the value, which means that you will always be balanced. They always be equal. So on the left side now, I have 2x plus y equal to 18. And you will have your old x minus 3y equal to 2. Then you can rearrange your equations. All right, next page, I have the 0.8, 2.9. So question is, do I want to multiply both sides by 10 or do I just want to calculate as it? My recommendation over here is that always multiply by 10 or 100 so that your answer will be in the tens or hundreds instead of always dealing with decimals. So I will show you guys what I mean by that. So if I multiply this by 5 first, all right, without multiplying by 10 or whatsoever, I will get 15x plus 5y will equal to 4. And then I will get 4x plus 5y equal to 2.9. That's the old equation. And then I use equation number 3 minus equation number 2, right? Let's call it equation number 1, 2, okay? So if that's the case, I'll be dealing with 1.1 over here. So 11x is equal to 1.1 because I subtract 3 by 2. Okay, then x will be equal to 0.1, which is also equal to 1 over 10. You can do that, but then again, I don't want you guys to give me the answer as a decimal point, so I would rather multiply both sides by 10. All right, so moving on. All right, so this seems like an interesting page. Let's try question number 1. Again, the first thing you want to do is always reorganize everything so then everything looks nice and tidy. I have the y's and x and they're kind of everywhere. I wanted to throw all the numbers to the right side and all the letters to the left side, which means I wanted to throw the +1 to the right side. I want to throw the 2x to the left side. So then I will be getting 3x minus 2x minus y equal to 4 minus 1. That's my equation number 1. And then the second equation, I will get 4x minus 3y minus 2y equal to 5 plus 6. Then that's my equation number 2. Okay, so the first equation, I will get x minus y equal to 3. And my second equation, I will get 4x minus 5y equal to 11. So from here, you already know how to deal with it. So what I'm trying to show you is how do we reorganize and rearrange our equations. Let's see if there's anything else. So very similar concept with number 6 and 7 as well. I just have to open a bracket, multiply back in 2x plus 2y equal to y plus 10. 4x plus 4y equal to 5y plus 32. Rearrange this to the left side, rearrange this to the left side, and you will be able to rearrange everything. Same idea on this page. On the right side, you have to open a bracket as well. And let me see this, pretty much the same thing. Okay, so now I have to deal with fractions. So the general idea with fraction, it's very similar to what we learned back in level G and also very similar to the idea of decimals. All we need to do is to multiply both sides of the equation by their LCM or the fraction LCM. So what I mean by that is if we look at equation number 1 and equation number 2, there's only one fraction here, just so I'm going to multiply both sides by 5, this side also by 5. When I say this side by 5, it means that everything by 5. Same thing with 4, 2, and 4. Their LCM is 4, so I'm going to multiply this by 4. So then if you multiply the first equation by 5, you will be getting 2x minus 5y equal to 20. See, now you're dealing with just a regular equation instead of fraction. Then the second equation by 4, I will get x plus 2y equal to 1, right? And then you pretty much know how to deal with this properly, okay? All right, same thing with this page, a little bit more complicated as you have to get rid of the fraction first, then you have to rearrange the term. For example, for question number 3, well, actually you don't have to rearrange the term, so even better. Multiply both sides by 6. Since my LCM, my pencil is not really working well. Okay, so multiply this by 6 and multiply this by 4, multiply this by 4. I will let you guys try it, and then you will see that you can rearrange the terms and clean the equation. Okay, same idea here, same idea over here. Okay, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment below, and I will try my best to answer any questions you guys have. Thank you so much.